The only way to gain mastery is to do. Welcome back to the Twin Win, the only live stream on the internet that helps you get the twin win of succeeding in business while winning at home so that you can stop existing and start living. My name is Josh, and I go live almost every weekday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I want to talk to you today about mastery. How do you master something? The only way to master is to actually do. There's a lot of people out there that are claiming to be masters, that are claiming to be gurus, that have never actually done what they're teaching. They've learned it from someone else, or they've read it in a book, or they've, found theory. But the only way to master things is to do them. So I had a conversation with a young lady who's in college, and she's getting her minor is in entrepreneurship, and she wanted to interview me for one of her classes, and we were talking, and afterwards I sent her an email, and because she was like, what's one piece of advice? And I softballed it with her, to be honest, and I hope she's watching today. We've kind of created a mentor-mentee relationship, and I softballed the answer because I didn't want to say what I really should have said. And what I wound up doing was emailing her saying, hey, this is really what I should have said. And what I told her was, if you want to be an entrepreneur, find somebody who's done what you already are doing, or what you want to do, who's already done what you want to do, and who's successful at it, and then model them. Take them on as a mentor. Find somebody who's doing, and then do what they do, right? That's the best way to master. That's the best way to become an entrepreneur, the best way to learn. Learning from professors in college who probably, are using outdated texts, outdated modes of discussing how to become an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs today are starting online. And also a professor who's not doing themselves, who's just teaching theoretically. That's not a good way to learn, and that's not a good investment. And I told her that, and fortunately she wrote back and she says, you're right, and we've had this conversation, my husband and I, and thank you, and I would love it if you could be my mentor. And I was like, great, she's not offended. Let's do this thing. But that's the point, is that honestly, if you want to become a master at something, you've got to do it. If you read a book and you go, hey, these are great ideas, and you want to report on the process and how great it is, that's great. But the best way to report on it is by doing it, by following it, and then reporting and saying, this is what worked and it was amazing. And because I did it. The best way for people to learn, when I coach people, I'm like, you've got to be practical, and you've got to be tactical, and you've got to do. Just talking strategy does nothing. You've got to get in the trenches, and you got to do. Because until you make that change, until you're actually taking action and being actionable, it's all theory and nothing changes. You don't become a master. You don't become a master just by reading or by watching YouTube videos. You become a master by doing. So if you're on the sidelines right now, if you're watching this video and you're like, man, I would really love to share. I'd really love to be a coach or create a course or just share my knowledge, start a YouTube channel or something like that. I challenge you to go and do. Yeah, go watch a YouTube video on how to start a YouTube channel, or hire a coach, or buy a course, but then do. I got that KBB box right up there, and that was my start into this industry, was by starting with Dean and Tony in KBB, which knowledge broker business was what it was called. And I watched the video, and then I did. I watched and then I did. Whatever it told me to do, I did it. And by doing it, it literally was a process that I built, and I was able to model what the masters were doing to create my own version and my own mastery in that concept. So that is exactly the reason why I say that you don't achieve mastery until you do. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to practice it. You got to learn. You got to make mistakes. You got to fall. You got to get back up, and you got to learn from somebody who's already been there. That is how you obtain and achieve mastery. So that's my advice for you today. Thank you for joining me. You have to take active action so that you can succeed in business while winning at home, so that you can stop existing and start living. We'll see you guys later. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and follow button, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.